Rishus, Haruf Shlita, Choshev Rabbonim, Rebbitzins, Hatzolah staff, responders and their spouses, ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, good evening. Hatzolah, Hatzolah, Hatzalah, so many different ways of saying it. But a couple of months ago I learned a new one. I responded to a call in Brighton. An elderly gentleman had taken a fall on the footpath, and the non-Jewish bystander who called it in whispered in my ear, "You guys are amazing. This is the second time I've called Hezbollah." It was at that moment that I said, thank God we don't use beepers anymore. I was asked to share a few reflections, both as a congregational rabbi and as the Hatzolah responder. The similarities, the crossover between the two. There are many obvious similarities. You carry the weight of the pain and the challenges of other people, often at most personal and most vulnerable times. We hold a lot deep within, quietly and confidentially, because everything that takes place at a Hatzolah call remains within the four walls of that scene and in the privacy of Hatzolah personnel. But ultimately, in both roles, it's about chesed. The opportunity to be there for somebody in their time of need. Whether it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whether it's 3 o'clock in the morning, during work or during dinner or during Kol Nidre, during a Pesach Seder or during doing homework with our children. It could be for a nosebleed, it could be for a resuscitation, and everything in between. There are many pesukim that people associate with Hatzolah. Lo ta'amod al dam re'echa. Do not stand idly by your fellow's blood. Kol hamatzil nefesh achas. Save a life and you save an entire universe. V'nishmartem ma'od l'nafsheseichem. God, value, protect life itself. But there are 3 words in next week's parasha. The Ruf Shlita mentioned, told us in Noach, next week's parasha, Parshas Vayera, that perhaps encapsulate Hatzolah best. And by way of introduction, who was the very first Hatzolah responder? In Melbourne, it was Mr. Meyer Hirschberg, and he'd be blessed with gesund. But in general, who was the original Hatzolah responder? Abraham Avinu, the patriarch of our people. Imagine this, he's sitting on his porch in the middle of the day, or Yoshev, on Pesach Ha'oel, Kafar Hayoim, and a call comes through over the radio. Good afternoon, this is Base. I have 3 patients. Query, heat stroke. Corner of Elonei Mamre. And Abraham responds on his radio, unit 1 available, 30 seconds ETA. Vayar v'hinei shloisha anashim nitzavim alav. And Abraham sees 3 patients, 3 strangers coming before him. Abraham gets back on his radio and he says the patients have been located. And then the Torah continues. Vayar vayaratz likrasam. He saw and he ran towards them. And the Mepharshim ask, including Rashi, why the double expression of Vayar? The Torah has already told us he saw the 3 strangers. Why tell us again he saw and he ran towards them? And one of the most beautiful answers given is that after the first Vayar, after he had located his patients, Abraham Avinu had a choice. He can get up off his porch and walk back into his tent and say, Yenu, somebody else can deal with these 3. Why does it have to be me? But not Abraham Avinu. Vayar vayaratz likrason. He noticed. He didn't look away. He saw a need and he moved towards it. My friends, that is Hatzolah. That instinct of Vayaratz Likrasam, to run towards it, to see and to run safely, of course, is the heartbeat of this organization. Vayar, Vayaratz, to see, to notice, and to respond. But how do we respond? How do we respond to somebody going through a difficult time? Yes, every Hatzolah member in this room and beyond will tell you there's a primary survey, and there's a pediatric triangle, and there's doctors ABCD, and there's AMPLE, and there's DOLOR, this assessment and that protocol. But every Hatzolah member knows that behind all of that, behind the clinical skills and behind the quick thinking, there is something deeper. Dignity, compassion, presence. If we read our clinical protocol guidelines, our CPGs, we are taught, don't tower over your patient. Don't stand over them with folded arms, looking down on your patient. Instead, sit beside them. Get down to their level. Build trust. Be with them. It's so much more than just dressing a wound or lifting somebody off the floor. It's about dignity. Showing kindness, showing chesed at eye level in their most vulnerable moment. And indeed, if you read through some of the feedback that Hatzolah often receives, it's not just, thank you for getting here so quickly and treating my mother. It is, thank you for bringing calm to the chaos. Thank you for bringing reassurance to the panic. Thank you for your kindness. Because presence itself with dignity heals. And friends, that is something that every single one of us can do. If there's one takeaway tonight, besides, of course, for celebrating this incredible milestone, 30 years of Hatzolah Melbourne's life-saving work, extraordinary. It's that we all have the power. It's we all have the responsibility, the tafkid, the mission to bring life, to bring light to somebody else's moment of darkness. When we see someone in distress, be it physical, be it emotional, be it spiritual, we are called to respond, to notice, to care, to meet them at eye level and to remind them that they are not alone. Whether we have a radio or not, whether we're wearing a high-vis jacket or not, whether we're carrying an oxygen tank or not. Sometimes the most life-saving thing we can do is to be there, to listen and to care, to say, I see you. Vayar, vayaratz. To see and to run, to notice and to respond. May Hashem bless the entire Hatzolah family, its responders, its incredible families, its supporters, our whole community and all of Am Yisrael, with good health, with nachas, with parnasa, with menuchas hanefesh and menuchas hadas, with serenity, with safety. And may all of us, each in our own way, continue to heal the world one response at a time. And please join me in a tefillah at this time that the 13 remaining hostages be returned back to Israel so that they can merit a dignified Kavurat Yisrael, a dignified burial. Their families will be able to heal and grieve as they should. May our soldiers be safe. May our people in Israel and Eretz Yisrael be safe. May all of us be safe, and may we hear and may we share only Besuras Tovos, only good news. Thank you.